windy out today. Yesterday it was super calm out, but today it's just so windy out. It's been windy all morning. For those of you wondering, I decided to stay out on the Salton Sea another night, but we're about 20 to 30 minutes down the road from Bombay Beach, where I stayed in my last video, just at this campsite where it's $10 a night to stay here, and it's pretty beautiful. Very strong smell of sulfur, but the breeze does feel good because it is kind of hot out today. So if you guys watched my last video, I ended it by saying that I was gonna head over to the laundromat and get my laundry done, and I don't know if you guys can tell by my, what I'll call my laundry room up here, but there is still a ton of dirty laundry up here because I did not do my laundry. So we're gonna have to do that at some point later this week. Also, if you didn't watch my last video, maybe this is your first time here, my name is Ryan. I live in the back of my self-converted camper van full-time. I've done so for the last 2 years. We are currently in California on a super elongated road trip up to Alaska. Yesterday, we were at the abandoned city of Bombay Beach, and today, hopefully, we're gonna be snowboarding down some sand dunes. But we'll see, we're kind of on a time crunch. It is currently 11:40. I have about an hour and 10-minute drive to get to some lady's house that I found on Facebook Marketplace that is selling a used snowboard for pretty cheap that I'm gonna go pick up and hopefully take over to the dunes and be able to use it. But I'm honestly not sure. I think it might be a woman snowboard. I don't know. As long as I can fit my feet in it and stand up, I think it'll be good enough, because I'm only gonna really use it today. I might keep it in the back of the van just as kind of like to keep something back there. So if I ever come across sand dunes or something that I wanna try to use that thing on again, I can. But I guess we'll see once we get there. We got about an hour and 10-minute drive over to this lady's house, so hopefully it all works out. So we are here. Her house should be somewhere down here. So I'm going to send her a message real quick and let her know I'm here. All right, let's go get it. Just got hit by a sand tornado. I think one of those sand tornadoes just ripped right through. Awesome. It's in pretty good shape. Okay, so as long as my feet fit in here, I really don't care, and I'm sure they will. Sounds good. Yep. Thank you very much. We got it. So this is it. It's a female snowboard with, I think, male bindings. Little Roxy board, but we don't really need much, so this will do. Beautiful. I can't believe I got targeted by a sand tornado that ripped across the street right when I walked out there. It hit me, ripped my hat off, and then went across the street and knocked over all the trash cans. That was pretty funny. But anyways, we made it here on time. We've got the snowboard secured. I'm definitely gonna have to make some more room in the back for that thing though, because I'm running really low on space. And it's so crazy. I feel like I always pick the windiest days of the year to go out and hit up sand dunes anywhere. It has always been windy. When I went to the Great Sand Dunes in Colorado, it was one of the windiest days that they've ever had. And windy days on sand dunes especially suck, because once you hit the lip of that sand dune, the sand is just getting rocketed over the top right into your face. So when you're coming up over it and you've got 50 million little sand missiles hitting you in the face, it's not the best feeling in the world. And then when you're walking on the sand dunes, it's like your shins and your calves are getting like a constant stream of sand blowing past them. It's like not very fun, but hopefully it's not too bad today. And actually, since I went to the Great Sand Dunes, and there they have a sandboard rental service that they do, I actually have some sandboard wax that's left over from when I went sandboarding in Colorado at the Great Sand Dunes. So this is really gonna come in handy when I get out there today to rub it on the bottom of the board to make it just a little bit slippery and help me go a little bit faster. Also, I don't snowboard, don't know how to snowboard. Last time I went, I broke my wrist, so I don't really know how this is gonna go. Hopefully better than last time. Thank you. All right, I don't know how you guys are gonna be able to see them, but there they are, off in the distance over there. And this road that I'm on actually drives right over them. And there should be a little pullout on the top where I can park and then get out and try to snowboard. And this area is also one of the largest off-highway vehicle, like, recreation areas, I think, in the entire country. But I expect to see a lot of ATVs and bikes and people driving up and down the dunes. Look at that, they look so beautiful. So smooth looking. Wow. That is pretty spectacular. There's a lot of people off-roading here though. So I don't necessarily know how safe it's gonna be to try to sandboard down these, but I guess we'll see. All right, so I think I'm gonna go check out over in this area first, because it looks like most of the off-highway stuff is going on over here. So we'll see if there's a good enough hill over this way, and it looks like there might be right over this little dune right here. It is so beautiful out here though, and the wind actually isn't too bad. I guess maybe I shouldn't have said that. I don't want to jinx myself, but that is actually so steep. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up that well, but it's almost like a vertical cliff right over here. I might have to try down on this side first and then kind of work my way up to the black diamonds, but looks good enough for me. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, that feels really nice. Beautiful. All right, let's get out there, shred some sand. Can't forget to grab my wax. And although I might not have a drone, I do have this, which has a 20-foot telescopic pole, so I can get some 360 video and hopefully get some drone style shots. But we'll see. I think I'm gonna start somewhere down over here where it's not as steep and just give it my first test run. And I'm pretty sure in sandboarding world you gotta wax up the board pretty much after every go, because the sand kind of just grinds it off after every time you go down. So I might be spending a lot of time doing that. And I was hoping there wasn't going to be people here, because now they're all standing up there watching. Puts too much pressure on me. I also haven't been snowboarding in like 8 years, so this is probably not going to go well. All right, we're all strapped in. Let's see how we do for run number 1. Oh, I don't think I'm on a steep enough part. There we go. I don't know how to steer. Oh, whoa. Oh, definitely wasn't that fast, because that was a pretty not steep hill, but all right, that wasn't too hard. Let's try a steeper one. I think I might try to hike up there and come down the steep side of this slope. I hate hiking up sand though. It is such a pain, but we gotta do it. And this is how I justified to myself eating a Wendy's burger before this, because every time you gotta hike up these hills, it's like 10 times the work as walking up a normal hill, because your feet, for every step you take with your feet, they slide back like 4 or 5 inches. So you just move really slow. Whew. This is gonna suck. Doing this a bunch of times. We're back at the top almost. Nah, it's just a snowboard. I found some lady who was selling one like a mile away today, and I bought it from her because I wanted to try it out, and they weren't renting them anywhere.
Yeah. Cool.
You want to give it a try?
I'm about to go.
Oh, true. We'll give it a try again. Oh, it's actually kind of slow. Oh, there we go. We got some speed. Oh, we can't make it over this next hill. It's actually not too fast. I need to find a steeper hill. Oh God. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can find maybe something a little bit steeper, get some more speed on this thing now that I've figured out that I can actually do it and it's not too hard to control. I found something that's somewhat steep. I mean, this is, I think, as steep as it's gonna get out here, but we're gonna give this one a try. Oh God! Son of a, all right. Attempt number 2. Oh, I got a lot of sand on the board. Woo! Yeah. Oh, see, that one's a little bit faster. I think I had too much sand on the board though. I'm gonna try that one again. And the reason that I don't want to walk out in the middle of the dunes where all the vehicles are is because when I'm coming up over these crests, even just being this close to the parking lot, it scares the heck out of me that some car is just gonna come flying over and take my head off. So I'm gonna stay over here where at least I can somewhat be seen. All right, I think this might be one of my last times going down because all of my stuff is getting coated in a layer of sand. It's so windy and I'm beat from hiking up this hill so many times. Woo! Oh, see, putting wax on it again actually improved it so much. Way faster. I think I've seen enough sand dunes for the day. I'm gonna head to the van, get myself something to eat and drink, and then get out of here. If we can get out of here in time, I wanna go check out Slab City tonight before the sun goes down. Let's get out of this wind. Oh, it's so hot. I'm gonna crank on the AC real quick. Cool it down in here. Oh my God, I am coated in sand. My feet covered in sand. I feel like there's sand in my brain. Ooh, I'm gonna need a nice shower tonight. Crazy windy out today. It's just miserable out there. It's not even fun getting pelted by all that sand. I got cooled down enough by the AC and I was gonna take my socks off, but I looked under them and there is probably 10 times as much sand under my socks as there are on top, so I just kind of wiped them down as much as I could, and I'm gonna keep them on until I take a shower so I don't track a bunch of sand, or at least keep as much of it out from back behind in the back of the van as I can. Good thing my girlfriend got me a dust buster. I actually finally bought myself a new ice tray, so now I have ice for my drinks, which is nice. So I think first order of business is getting out of here and finding a Planet Fitness somewhere where we can take a shower. Because there's no way I can go without a shower today. Forgot the snowboard. Ay, ay, ay. I wish we had came up here yesterday. It was so much less windy. But I guess it makes sense for sand dunes to be windy because it's how they're formed. While I was driving over to the Planet Fitness, I actually drove by this sugar factory that I don't know if you can see it right there, but that line is where sea level is. So that just gives you some perspective for how much lower we are below sea level. And that's probably why it's like 80 degrees out today. And also driving this thing around in the wind is like driving a sailboat around. I'm getting blown all over the place, and then when you drive by big trucks that block the wind, you get like sucked into them and you have to fight against it getting pulled out of them, and then right when you pass them, the wind hits you again. You got to go the other way and it feels like you're just all over the road. I've got to like constantly keep the wheel turned to the right, fighting the wind. Like if I let go, I'm gonna shoot left. We finally made it to the Planet Fitness, and the closest one to the dunes was like a 40-minute drive back into town, so not ideal. Also, another fun fact about those dunes is that they actually filmed part of Return of the Jedi there, which I thought was pretty cool. Oh, much better. Thank you very much. Also, I didn't film it before I left, but I did sweep up all of the sand from the back of the van so that I could take my shoes off when I got in here. Dust busted all up. So I also did not realize that Slab City is actually an hour away from here, so I don't think I'm gonna head there today, because as much as Slab City is cool, and you guys can look it up, it's known as a lawless, off-the-grid community of people, kind of like Bombay Beach, but a little bit more intense. So I'd rather get there during the day to explore than get there at night and then have to camp there. So I don't think we'll be checking it out today, but maybe another day while I'm down here in Southern California. For now, I'm just gonna try to find somewhere to camp that's nearby, figure out what I'm doing for dinner. I got my towel hung up to dry, and I'm definitely gonna have to do laundry tomorrow. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this thing is just cram-packed with dirty clothes. So all right, so I was looking around for a while looking for a spot out in the wilderness to go camp, but honestly, I just didn't find anywhere close enough that I really wanted to camp tonight. So I think I'm going to be staying at another Love's gas station for the night. And I try to always kind of camp in different spots and unique places whenever I do videos, but with putting out videos 3 times a week, sometimes it gets a little bit difficult to find a new unique space to camp. So we're getting another gas station. And at least this time, since we showered before, we don't have to pay another $20 for a shower again. Home sweet home. Love me some Loves. Park next to this fence, so hopefully it'll block some of that wind. There we go. Nice little campsite for the night. So I am definitely getting hungry again because I haven't eaten since breakfast, and I don't really think I have much in terms of stuff that I can cook. I mean, since I do so much cooking in the van, I pretty much only have condiments and stuff for cooking. I don't really have any kind of base ingredients to make anything, so I think I'm gonna try to run into the Love's gas station and see if we can find something to MacGyver for dinner tonight. All right, so I think we're gonna get really creative with some hot dogs here. Just walking out the store with 2 raw dog hot dogs. All right, so here's what I'm thinking with these hot dogs. We're gonna do a Korean-inspired rice bowl. And I feel like if you have rice, you can pretty much make any kind of dish, so I always like to have some on hand. The water for that boiling, and while we wait for that, we'll start prepping the rest of it. So I think I still have some bell peppers. Yeah, I do. A little bit old, but they should still be good. And then I should have onions somewhere in here. Aha, yes I do. Right there. Throw some oil in the pan, get some garlic in there. Fry that up a little bit, and then we can add in our peppers and onions. And it looks like the water for the rice is boiling. Go ahead and get that in there. Don't know where my small lid is. And then while all of that cooks, I'm gonna cut up these hot dogs, and I don't feel like getting a cutting board dirty, so I'm just gonna cut them on the cardboard they came in. Not bad. All right, so the hot dogs in the pan with a little bit of gochujang and hoisin, and that should be it for the dogs. All right, I think the rice is done. These are definitely done cooking. And off camera, I made myself a little Asian salad dressing with garlic, soy sauce, sesame oil, regular oil, rice vinegar, honey, and then a pinch of salt. So hopefully that's good. I just found the recipe online. Top that with some sesame seeds just to be extra. There we go. Maybe got some leftovers. A MacGyver gourmet gas station dinner. So if you've watched this video up until this point, I'm gonna assume that this is not the first video you've watched and that you're kind of my core audience. That's pretty good. But what I was saying is, I always get a ton of comments asking me, how do I travel for so long, completely on my own with not a lot of human interaction? And the answer honestly is that I'm just my own best friend. I've spent a lot of time by myself, and I really enjoy doing things by myself and doing things alone, and I never really sit there and think about the fact that I'm alone, because a lot of the times I don't feel alone. That's not to say that I never get lonely, because I definitely do, but being my own best friend really does help, and it makes it a lot easier to travel alone. And honestly, I don't really have that much interest in making any friends on the road, because a lot of people who live this lifestyle kind of do it for a lot different reasons than I do it, and most people that come out here are kind of searching for themselves, or they're searching for meaning, or some sort of answer to existential question that they're trying to answer about themselves. And I think if that's your reason to come out here, you're not going to have a good time, because you're never going to find meaning or any answers from external life outside of who you are. And I think if you come out here looking for answers or trying to find yourself, you're just going to get more lost than you were before you left, because most of that stuff, in my opinion, comes from within, not from your external environment. It's something that you create and then emanate out into your environment, not that you bring in from the environment around you. So if you're thinking about doing this kind of lifestyle, or you want to live on the road full time, you've got to have a really good understanding for who you are as a person before you go out. And if you don't, I just don't think that you're going to have a very good time out here. And with all that being said, I think my reasons for being out here were just kind of to travel the country and see all of the beauty that America has to offer, because I feel like a lot of the times people are very quick to want to travel abroad without having fully traveled the country that we live in, that's absolutely massive and has so many things to see. And just over time, it's kind of evolved into what it is today, with the YouTube channel and sharing with you guys all of the trips that I go on, all the places that I go. And I think before I started the YouTube channel, I was kind of losing that spark for traveling and seeing all these places, because it didn't really seem like there was any meaning to it. But now that I have this awesome community on YouTube, and I go through and I see all these positive comments and DMs from people saying that I've helped them through hard times with my videos, or it's an escape for them to watch them, it's really kind of just rekindled that spark and made it exciting again, because it's really awesome to have this amazing online community to share all of these experiences with. And it really makes me feel like there's some value in what I'm doing, and it's not just me coming out here to fulfill some self-discovery or something like that. So basically, all I'm trying to say is I don't get overwhelmingly lonely out here, because one, I enjoy being with myself. I've kind of molded myself into a person that I enjoy being with. And back when I was in college, I used to read a bunch of books, and I was reading this one book, I actually have it up here, called Team of Rivals, The Political Genius of Abraham Lincoln. And one of the quotes in the book, I don't think it's directly from Abraham Lincoln, but it goes, "The great mass of men were utterly unconscious that their minds or conditions were capable of improvement." And basically what that's saying is, no matter what kind of mind state you're in, or what kind of things are going on in your life, there's always room for improvement, and you can always get better. And that kind of quote has driven me to do a lot of things in my life that I don't think I would have without it. And while we're on the topic, another one of the good books that I read was The Charisma Myth, which basically talks about that charisma is not inborn, it's something that can be learned over time. And the book kind of talks about how to become more charismatic and the different types of charisma, and gives you some real life exercises for how to build up your charisma over time. And I think that book really helped me too. But back to what I was saying, being friends with myself, and also on top of that having this awesome community, have made it so much easier to be out here by myself. So I truly just want to say thank you guys. I really appreciate you. I appreciate all of the kind comments, all of the kind DMs that I get. They really mean the world to me. I think YouTube over the last year has really changed my life. So yeah. Anyways, don't know if I'm going to include that in the video. I might have made no sense and have been rambling on, but and this gas station meal is actually delicious. I don't think I'm going to finish that salad. I don't like it that much. Also, I was just looking outside. Look at that sunset. Beautiful. Probably be a little bit nicer if we weren't in a gas station parking lot, but anyways, I'm probably just going to get my kitchen all cleaned up and then hang out in the van for the rest of the night. I got some work I got to do. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, think about clicking that subscribe button. It really does help out, and I will catch you guys next time.